Hey y'all, it's Joe here. Just checking in on this fine and wonderful Monday afternoon. I'm sure the video will be going up on Tuesday, but I wanted to put it out there now. I had a wonderful weekend. I got to spend the time watching Blizzcon, the Blizzard convention, for all of their awesome, amazing games. I've been growing up playing their games since 1995. Probably whenever I could start thinking about playing video games, that's what I was doing. And I just really love all of their titles. So I spent some time watching them, and one of the awesome things is that they do a lot of exposure for their internal employees. So their artists, their authors, their developers, their leaders, their people in the trenches doing the work. And to hear the same kind of story from all of them is really awesome and cool. One of the things I really liked was how much they talked about their culture and how inclusive and open and family style they are and how everyone feels. And even though there are, 4, 5, 6 games there, they're still really connected across the spectrum. One of the other things that you would hear, especially from a lot of the artists, was this passion that got them to where they were today. And that included stuff where they were talking about just doing work all the time. That from the moment that they started picking up a pencil, it never left their hand. That they've always been wanting and having that drive to get somewhere. And then they talk about the different things, levels, tasks that they've completed to get there. One of them is Ben Brode, the lead designer of Hearthstone, and he actually used a step step routine that he did in high school to get into UCI, which is just crazy. And they've got a bunch of extra stories like that. But again, one of the big common themes was just I've always been an artist. I've always been a whatever. And it really shows that if it's your passion, it's something that you should always want to do. One of the artists specifically said that she works 8 hours a day creating art, going to meetings and stuff, and when she gets home, even then at that point, she still feels like creating new art. Now it goes art from the game to whatever personal art she wants to do, but it's that idea of continuing to want to do that thing. In a connected story, one of my friends who went to VCU actually wanted to attend the art school. I actually had two friends. One wanted to and the other one wanted to as well. The difference between them was that one actually got in. And one of the things that I found that really kind of created that difference was when they were applying. When you apply to VCU Art School, you actually need 12 to 16 pieces in your portfolio to turn in. And the one who got in had no problem. He worked on his last little bit, turned it in, made sure he had really awesome projects. The other friend actually really struggled to get the pieces that he needed completed to turn in his portfolio. Now, whether or not that was because the pieces he already had weren't that great or he just didn't have enough, it was one of those things. Being a friend, one of his best friends who lived in the house, I recognized that he didn't spend that much time on his art. Like, I only started noticing him actually create new pieces when time for turning in the application started coming around. Now, it's said for over 12 to 16 pieces over the last 2 years, and here he is a month and a half rushing to complete projects so that way he can turn it in. And so it goes counterintuitive to what you hear from a lot of people, particularly in businesses like that, is that you've got to just love doing it. You've got to be that artist who goes to open mic nights and practices and plays or goes and busks on the street and plays out there to get your practice and your reps in before it ever begins to matter. And so that's where something like the YouTube channels really help you get that practice and chance and get your exposure, but it's never going to be in that boom, one big burst. That luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and these people have been spending years preparing their craft for that opportunity that they can get into these places that they want to work. And so unfortunately for my friend, he didn't end up in the art school, the one who didn't do all his work, and now he's gone and still graduated college and did a couple other things, but had a couple of questions to ask himself. And then the other friend, of course, got to go through and complete, and he makes some brilliant wood. I think he made some wooden clocks and some other sculptures. So it just shows that there's a level of preparation even before you even start to think about what you want to do that really helps. But I really enjoyed BlizzCon. In addition to that, you just get to hear about all the awesome games, and you get to see all the fans and love that everyone has for each other. So definitely worth my time and money so far, and I can't wait until the future when I actually get to go, whether it's through winning something or paying to go, or even would be cool hosting or commentating or something in one of those events. So other than that, everyone have a great week. I'm not sure what other kind of videos I'll be putting out. I know I want to hit a more consistent schedule, but the journey continues. Y'all have a great day.